Unmute, start video. So let's start because I can see 73 participants, which is pretty nice. Let's hope that everyone is here. Everyone's awake. Everyone is fed. Let's go to some first announcements and some welcome words. I think everyone has done really well with their name. Only Jeroen still. We don't know who Jeroen is. You have to please put your entity or some position that you have in EGA. And the rest looks pretty nice. This is really helpful for the minute takers. Carola, welcome. Hi. You're 1 minute on time, so it's fine.
Hi, sorry.
Yeah, we started 15 minutes late, so it's okay. Okay. Welcome to the second session of the GA. I have some welcome words prepared because we learned a lot from the last session. You all remember it, I think. This is we will check again in this session by going through the list, and everyone unmutes themselves and says, hello, hi, I'm here. This is really important. And it's also nice kind of to hear all of your voices and make sure that the audio is working. So please pay attention to this and say, I'm here at the right time. If you have technical issues with that, please contact Jeroen immediately. I think you know by now who that is, and otherwise use the chat. But he's also in this meeting as Jeroen, so you can use that to contact him if you can't find on Facebook or something. Then Carola just demonstrated really well what you have to do when you leave or enter the meeting. It's really good if you use the chat for that, so that you can say, hey, I'm sorry, I have to leave. Or also if you enter, so that we and the minute takers know that you are there. And really, really important, after the voting on the present entities list, that's the only voting we will do today, you can still join the meeting, but you won't be marked as present as a GA. So you will technically be a guest. Please make sure that you are on time and that you are here before we vote on the present entities list. All the other guests and people watching on YouTube, you can see that in the EGA info point document, you will always see when the voting has finished. There will be a small time there and the vote count. If you are late, and you can check here in that document if the voting has already taken place. We will be doing that really soon, so yeah, I hope that everyone is here on time. Then, as you know, there was a feedback form sent to you. If you have any question, by the way, just put an X in the chat, okay? That is for the whole meeting. Where did the chat go? My chat disappeared. There it is. Yes. Okay, about the feedback form. Some people use this, and that was really nice. I'm going to answer some of the questions right here now because they might be important for everyone. First of all, there was a comment that the presentations of the proposal seemed a bit rushed because we wanted to finish, even though this is quite an important aspect. That's very true. In general, the GA is for the proposal presentation, and it is for checking if there are pressing issues, questions, clarifications needed, and there's room for some short discussion. But if we notice that there's a need for a longer discussion, it's possible to use the forum or talk about it outside of the meeting. So that's why sometimes I cut off the discussion. Even though I had invited you to ask questions, I cut off some discussions. Maybe that felt confusing, but the presentation is there to see if there are questions. And if there's a longer issue to be discussed, then that's possible outside of the meeting. I hope that's clear for everyone. Yeah, you got an email on Monday with a lot of information. One of those pieces of information was that in the forum you can discuss some of the issues that were mentioned here. Then again, sorry that the voting took so long. It was because the information spread was maybe not ideal, but basically everything that you needed to know was communicated to you. And we have to rely on everyone following those rules and reading the emails so that it all works well. And everything else like internet and so on is out of our power and is sometimes even out of your power. So that's how it goes. And I hope that because it took so long on Sunday, that on Saturday it will all go smoothly. So again, please stay updated with all the emails and so on. Then one small point, the online AC is also happening at the same time. The AC Orga team and the GA organizers are two different groups. So there were some comments about the AC or some Orga team that was not clear. That's not the AC Orga team's fault because they had nothing to do with the GA. So all the questions concerning the GA have to be directed to Xenia and other members of the board in general. And the AC online is by the AC team of this year as like a kind of filling up the days and making this a kind of AC experience. So those are two different things. Okay, and the final point is we are all trying the best we can to make this a successful General Assembly, and I think we're doing really well, apart from the long start, but still, it's amazing that we are here with so many people. Yeah, according to the rules, we have to be more than half of the entities, and until now, that has been the case, and I really, really wanted to stay that way, otherwise this will be all for nothing. So please make sure that when you said you are present at the GA, that you are actually there and that you have time for it. On Saturday, it will also take long, also because it's a kind of ceremonial thing. We say goodbye to the board, we say hello to a new board and all the other official positions. And it would be really sad if you miss that part. And of course, really important that you don't miss the voting. So the time frame for this is 2 p.m. until 6 p.m. Please keep that blocked. Also for Saturday, general announcement, check your emails. All the information will be set there. And if anything changes or anything, we will send it to you there. That's where we also let you know about counter proposals. It's very important, as I mentioned, that when there's a counter proposal, it means that the original proposal, someone made another proposal about this and changed some of the content. We will also vote on all the counter proposals that we get and amendments. So make sure that you know what these amendments and counter proposals are so that you know what your entity wants you to vote. Okay, if you have questions about this, again, contact the board. Yeah, and one final note about Saturday, that after the approval of the new and official positions, I will close the meeting, of course, but I think there's also possibility for a short Zoom party and congratulations and everything. So if you want to stay afterwards, after I close the meeting, please do so. And don't just disappear and then think, oh no, I didn't know that was happening. I let you know now. And I hope that a lot of people will join online. Okay, I think if you have questions about this, please let me know now, and otherwise we will start with the meeting. Oh, I closed the chat again. Oh, I have a very good comment here from my vote counter. Name an entity before you say something, always fun. And I think it's time to shut off all the cameras again to save as much data streaming internet as possible. And it would be nice if I find my chat again. Ah, there it is. Okay, no comments. Then I'm going to continue now. VBox. Today we have only a test vote and the vote on the present list of entities. This is just a reminder. These are the slides from the last presentation. That if you that please for VBox only log in with one device, because we will see if you log in with multiple and that will mess up the whole voting. So only log in on one device with vbox.app. Please enter, of course, with your meeting ID that you got, and then as your name, also fill in the meeting ID so that we can know who you are. And leave the last name empty. This is really, really important, and that's where a lot of things went wrong last time, so I hope you remember that. And then it's very simple, you just wait until the voting starts. But until you haven't done these steps correctly, we cannot have successful voting. Please do that correctly. Yes. Yeah, with the test vote, you will see this again. That you have around 20 seconds to vote. You will notice that I will say, I need more votes. I need all of them to be full so that you don't fall asleep. And please pay attention that you have to be voting. And again, if you select the vote you want to give, like in favor, for example, then you don't have to submit it. You just leave it like that. And when I close the voting, it will be done. And then we will share the results after the vote counters have approved it. Okay, any questions about this? Dennis, yeah, sorry, what is that comment?
It was to me, I think.
Okay, Zoom has a very nice chat function. It's fine, thank you. Right, now it's already time for the test vote, so please log in to Vbox if you haven't done so. Please put your name, the entity code that you got, and then we will have the test vote in a few seconds, I guess. Unless someone says I'm having a problem or, oh, Jonas, you're just in time, I guess. Please log into Vbox, set it up so you're ready for the test vote that will be happening in around a minute, I guess. Send the meeting ID. Nadia, do you mean for Zoom or Vbox? Vbox is the same ID as last time. It was in the email, the information that you got. It's the same ID. Thank you, Celine. I hope that's correct. I don't know it by heart. Okay, great. Everyone logged in? If you're not logged in yet, please let me know quickly in the chat. Otherwise, I will start the test vote. Okay. Okay, I'll ask again, everyone. Yes, great, for waiting for the host to start. I guess now that will change. I unpause the voting. Everyone who is not logged into Vbox yet, please let me know in the chat. Okay, everyone, please pay attention because I am going to start the test vote, and the test vote is also there for seeing if everyone paid attention. So this is the ultimate test, I guess. I will open the voting now. Okay, you're doing really great. I need 2 more votes. 1 more vote, please. 1 more. 1. Oh, why is it changing back and forth? Okay, I need 1 more vote. One more vote, please. Anyone who is logged in but is not voting? Maybe the proxies. Have you also voted for your proxy? Everyone? Everyone managed? Everyone has internet? Okay, I think I'm going to close this test vote. And then we'll see who is missing. But if you know now already, please let us know. Okay, I'm going to close. Okay, please check again. Please check again that you are only logged in with one device unless you have a proxy. If you have a proxy, you have to log in for both entities and vote for both entities. The vote counters will check now if something is missing. If you know that it already went wrong with you, then let it know in the chat so that the vote counters have less work. Ja, hiermee testen we alleen. Okay, the vote counters are still working. Please let us know if anything went wrong, or if you're having trouble, it's fine. Please tell us now, so that we doesn't take as long as last time. I'm not planning to, but I hope you're all listening. No, it's the first round, Mike. This is the first test vote. Mike, did you arrive late, or did you not vote or something? Okay. No, no voting is open and nothing. They're just counting and seeing if it's all consistent. So this is the moment that they are checking if you put in the right name, as it says now on the slide, where it says welcome to, and then the code you received that you put as the first name. Verder nog niet, toch? Dus alleen de proxies.
Maar het is niet uit dat er een aantal niet zijn, toch?
Nee, nee, nee.
Genoeg zijn, het zijn 61 votes.
Ja, dat is dezelfde. Dat is voorgesteld. Okay. Yeah, so apart from some wrong names that you can see in the chat, Bamberg, Bratislava, and Bratislava's proxy Olomouc, they should be the same as the login details, so the entity code that you received. If you change that, then that should be fine. Okay, can you quickly write in the chat when you've changed that? Or if you're having trouble with that?
So I will just clarify to those who did it wrong. So in the email, you have received login information, so the meeting ID, and also you received an entity code consisting of letters and numbers. So don't put your name there, but please put this voting code there, entity code. There should not be your name, but the code. So please pay attention. And yeah, notify us when you have fixed the problem, please.
Great. For both, right? For Bratislava and the proxy. Good. And Bamberg as well? Okay. Alrighty, people, get ready.
No.
Please, one more time. We're doing the test vote one more time. It will be the same question. Please pay attention. I will open it very soon. Please pay attention to your screens and vote one more time. We need all the votes and we need everyone to pay attention. All right, I'm opening the vote now. The vote, the poll, whatever. Great. Okay, 3 more votes. 3 more people have to vote. Proxies, maybe. Slow internet. 2 more votes, please. Come on, 2 more. One more vote. Just like last time, but this time I want the last vote. Come on, one more vote, please, people, so that we can continue. Please pay attention. Yes, okay, 100%. I'm closing. Alrighty, okay. Vote counters, please let us know that everything is correct. Xenia, there's a question about the VBox. All the instructions that you need are on the screen, Anin. Welcome, and you're just in time. But all the instructions are now on the screen. If you go to vbox.app, you can enter with the meeting ID you got in the email. Then you join, and then you have to put in your name. And the most important thing is that you put your entity code as your name and leave the last name free. Are you doing that? Yes. If you have problems, please text Xenia. Okay. Can you give us a signal if you're done? Because then we can continue. So in the general, if you have someone taking over from you as NT representative on Saturday, please make sure that they know everything that you've learned here in the last 2 sessions, all the problems that are possible and everything that they should not do, so that it can go well on Saturday, because Saturday would be pure voting. If that goes wrong, then it will take a long time. It's really important that you tell your entity representatives what is happening and what they have to do. Alin, is it all set up? Alin, I'm not going to continue until you say that. Oh, I understand, not yet. I figured out. Well, there's only one more vote that we need, and we need you for this. Otherwise, we cannot continue. So, what is your problem? If you have a problem, please text Xenia in private, and she will help you. But it's really important that you get it fixed now. Otherwise, we cannot continue. I'm sorry, but the General Assembly is all about rules and procedures, and it takes long, but it's important. It's how, yeah, the official rules are set. Yeah, really, if you go to vvox.app, there's only one little screen where you have to enter the information that you got. And if you don't know where that information is, then Xenia can send it to you directly, but otherwise filling in the info is really not hard. It's a very clear program. Okay, I think we've decided that Bucharest, I'm sorry, but we will just count you as not present. I'm really sorry, but otherwise this will hold up the whole meeting and everyone has a whole evening ahead of us and we have a lot of programs. So I'm going to decide that we go ahead, and the rest of the voting went well. So we're going to go through the present member entities and then vote on them. And if you haven't figured out by then I'm sorry, but then you are officially not present, but you can still be here. Yes. Okay, Xenia, can you please see if everyone is here?
All right. So welcome once again, and finally get ready. Oi, I'm sorry.
Nice.
Get ready for some testing finally. So we want to hear you finally. So I will go region by region. So please, East, prepare. So I will be naming your entity, and please reply to me and say hi to the chat to everyone so that we could know you are here with us and will be staying here for the GA session too. So East, Brno.
Hi, I'm here.
Nice. Bucharest.
Technically here, practically.
Keep on with practical stuff, please. If you don't have the codes, please text me anywhere, Messenger or here in Zoom, Xenia, just so you know. Okay, Cluj-Napoca.
Here.
Nice. Debrecen.
Hello, I'm here.
Katowice.
Hello, I'm here.
Kazan.
Hello, here.
Kharkiv.
Yes, here. Hi.
Hello. Krakow.
Hiya, I'm here.
Kyiv.
Here.
Lviv. Not with us, probably. Moscow.
Here.
Olomouc. Aka Bratislava.
Hello, I'm here.
Ostrava.
Hello, I'm here.
Prague.
Hello, I'm here.
Timișoara.
Hello.
Warsaw. Not present. Wrocław. All right, done with this. In case you have a question why not all entities are here, so this list is updated according to the last GA meeting. So we will go further on with the entities which were not present on the last meeting, so please don't get confused. So then goes Euromed, so Barcelona. Timișoara, you have a proxy of Barcelona.
Yes, I know.
All right. Belgrade.
Here.
Ljubljana.
Hi, I'm here.
Malta.
I'm here.
Maribor.
Here.
Milano.
Hi.
Zadar.
Hi, I'm here.
Zagreb.
Hello, I'm here.
Amazing. All the Euromed entities. Nice. Next goes Northern Baltic. Copenhagen.
Hello, I'm here.
Helsinki.
Hello.
Joensuu.
Hello.
Oulu.
Hello, I'm here.
St. Petersburg.
Hello, I'm here.
Tartu.
Hi, I'm here.
Turku.
Hello.
Vilnius.
Hello.
Amazing. Northern Baltic is also full. Okay, then goes West. Aachen. Okay, Aachen is here, but without proper devices, just so you know. Augsburg.
I'm here.
Bamberg,
Yes, we are here.
Bangor,
Hello. Yeah. Yeah.
Berlin,
Yes, hello.
Bern,
Hello, guys.
Bonn,
Hello, I'm here.
Brussels,
I'm here.
Freiburg,
Here for them.
Ghent, okay, Ghent is not with us. Göttingen,
Hello, I'm here.
Graz,
Hi, I'm there.
Greifswald,
Hello.
Groningen,
Hello.
Halle,
Yes, hello.
Hannover.
Hallo, ich bin hier. I'm here.
Alles gut. Innsbruck,
Hi, here.
Jena,
Present.
Kiel,
Moin, moin.
Leuven,
Hi.
Mainz,
Yes, present.
Marburg,
Hello, I'm here.
Munich,
Hi.
Münster,
Hi.
Nijmegen,
Yes, I'm here.
Osnabrück,
Present.
Paris,
Hi, also here.
Tübingen,
Yes, I'm also here. Hi.
Utrecht,
Yes, hello.
Vienna,
Hello.
Zurich.
Yes, hi.
Perfect. So I will quickly go through entities that didn't say they're here with us. So Bucharest, Bucharest is here, but having technical issues. Lviv, Warsaw,
They are
Wrocław.
there. It was in the chat. Camille was there apparently.
I am here. Warsaw
Okay.
present.
They also
Pardon,
voted,
pardon.
so they should be there.
Wrocław and Ghent. Was it yes? Was it here? Someone from Ghent? No? Okay, sorry. Okay, then next slide, please. So we will go shortly for those entities who were not registered or were not present during last GA session. So Fred, please. So East, Bratislava.
I'm here.
Yeah. Budapest. Nope. Чернівці. Дніпро. Gdańsk. Ясі. Херсон. Луцьк. Pitch. Okay, so from east only Bratislava moved to the presence list.
Budapest's here. They said in the chat.
Sorry.
Why I'm telling you, it's fine.
Okay, the next goes Euromed, Balearic Islands, Banja Luka, Bordeaux, Izmir, okay, I will answer the message a bit later, La Rochelle, Madrid, Montpellier, Mostar, Nikšić, Sarajevo, Skopje, Valladolid.
Go on, Xenia.
Yeah, I'm sorry. There is just some message there which came to me.
Where?
Multitasking here behind the screen. Okay, Northern Baltic, Kaliningrad, Lund, Oslo, Trondheim. No one. Okay. West, Amsterdam.
They're not coming.
I hear some voices. I was like, huh?
Oh.
Chambéry, Leicester, Strasbourg. Okay, so that's good. And once again, I will go through the entities which were not present. Bucharest. I'm sorry. Lviv. Wrocław. Ghent. Okay. And do we have nominated candidate
Ghent
entities
is on
here?
its way, but can't find the login data.
Well, I'm sorry, but it's already 1 hour after we opened, and I'm going to be strict and saying it's, yeah, the email.
They're invited, but they will be not present here,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
We will be enough according to the quorum, so I'm sorry, but I'm not going to wait any longer.
Okay. So thank you guys for telling that you are here. So
Thank you for your patience.
According to the list of presents that was prepared, it should be 64 persons, 64 entities, but we have 1, 2, 3 less. And if Bucharest wouldn't figure out together with me, now I will focus on this issue, we will have 1 less. So yes, so 64 minus 3 is 61, or 60 if we don't fix the Bucharest case.
Okay. Xenia, can I give you because the next step is the quorum, and we have reached the quorum, so I would prefer if we just vote, and then Bucharest doesn't have to worry about the voting for this session, but that she knows it for the next one. Is that okay?
Sorry, could you repeat?
That I would prefer if we just vote on the quorum now, because the quorum has reached, the General Assembly can take place.
1 second thing, like really just give me 1 second, I will send the code and it will be.
Okay. Yes, thank you everyone for your patience. I did not expect it to take this long again, but apparently, yeah, it needs, it's more complicated sometimes.
Okay, Bucharest case is fixed, so you can just launch it. I'm sure it will be correct. Thank you.
All right, so the updated number is then 62. 62 entities are present. So the quorum is 66%. And we will vote on this now. And after this, the voting will be done. If you all listen and pay attention and vote. And I will open the poll now. There are only 51 logged in. Please make sure that you are logged into Vbox, that you haven't closed it. Please, everyone who said that they were present, they have to be logged in. I only have 59 people logged in. I need all the entities voting that said that they were present. Yes, 61. I need one more person present. Unless someone can tell us now that they had a problem and are not going to vote, because otherwise I have 61 of 61 votes and that should be fine. And then the list is just, no one is entering, no more proxies that were forgotten. Anyone has a problem?
Looks good.
Okay, 62 of 62. Thank you. Okay, whoever that was, thank you. I'm closing the poll now, and vote counters one more last time for today, and then we can carry on with finances, which is the best thing ever. What, you don't believe me? So while the vote counters are still working, I'm getting some results. I hope everyone listened to me and had a look at the annual report, which is really nice. Normally at the GA, when there's like these silences, the GA moderator reads fun facts from it, but I don't have the headspace for that, so I'm sorry that you miss out on this great tradition. Okay, I think it's ready. I can push the results. You can see it on the screen. And it will also be shared for everyone watching on YouTube in the EGA info point document. The final vote is 59 votes in favor of the approved list and 3 abstained. And 0 against, according to the proper way of saying this. All right, now we can carry on to the fun part. The welcome has been done. Okay, we have first Jeroen, our great treasurer this year, will be presenting the financial report. Jeroen, I invite you to the virtual stage and do your
Hello,
say.
everybody.
Hello, please let me know when to switch slides.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me well? Thank you. Okay, let's talk about our finances of the past year. So next slide, please. Okay, so first of all, I want to show the general assets of EGA. So what you can see in the first table is basically the state of our bank account on the 1st of July 2019 and the state on the 30th of June 2020 and the difference between. We have a bank account at ABN AMRO and we have a PayPal account. Yes. The next table, table 2, shows us an overview of our capital. Our capital exists of multiple pots, whereas the grant is one of them. This is the biggest part of our finances. It's 35,000 that we received in 2019, this all had to be spent for, we all spend it. Then we have Edu Citizens. This is a pot of money we can use for trainings and for committee activities, and of course also for the Edu Citizens project finances. However, this project ended, so now it's just for committee and training purposes. We see that the expenses there were only from some expenses still from Edu Citizens. The Utrecht University has sponsors us each year with around €2,000. This year, yeah, we didn't spend it all. Also, a couple of years ago, we didn't, I think 2 years ago or last year, we didn't receive the sponsorship, therefore it's in a minus. But we made it less minus with not spending it. Because this year we received the grant, the sponsorship. Then for Esri, we also receive a sponsorship there. We receive around €4,500. As you can see, part of this money is spent because at the end of our financial year, we have €1,145 left, which is a good thing because we kind of saved money. Then we have the support fund. The support fund also became bigger. We used it the last year, but only a few people could use it since most of the events were cancelled and the support fund wasn't needed to support Aegeans to attend at these activities. Then we have the capital. The capitals are the savings of Aegea, which is basically some money extra we have for when there is something bigger we want to finance or like a website or something. So it's kind of, yeah, we try to have it as big as possible so we can use it well. And when there are harder times, we have some extra money to back us up. Then table 3 gives us an overview of our income of the capital. So I told you already we have sponsorships of Esri and Utrecht. Then we also receive a lot of donations. These are the donations from the Friends of Aegea. And we received €1,941 in the past financial year. We also received 2,048 points. €2,049 from affiliate partnerships with Deutsche Bahn, Interrail, and Flixbus. However, it's not as high as we expected, but it makes sense since most of the congresses, yeah, all congresses didn't happen, so people didn't really book a lot. Yes, next slide. Maybe, are there already questions?
Jeroen, just in general, if people have questions, do you give them the word?
Yes, they can ask questions if they have one. Okay. And they can ask me, yes.
Doesn't look like it. The chat is empty.
Okay, then we will start with a more detailed overview of the expenses of Aegea. These are quite some. In this table, you can see the expenses, budgets, what we expected it to cost, and the actual expenses we made. So for the regional congresses, this is mainly the support we give. No, the regional congresses, it's the travel refunds of the congresses from 2019. This is grant money, and yeah, what you can see is actually that we didn't spend all of the money budgeted for it. There was quite some left over from it. However, this year there were no travel refunds for any congresses, so yeah, we can't do anything about that. Then the annual congresses. This is the money. No, sorry, I'm wrong. Sorry. the regional congresses are the money we have foreseen for the to pay the congresses, the regional congresses. It's support from ESRI. But because the cancellation of the congresses in the spring, and also the cancellation of congresses in spring, made sure we didn't spend it all. Only some of the congresses used a part of this money to manage to pay back your participation fees. It's €3,500 because some of the regional congresses of 2019 are also included in this because they send in their request for expense claim after July. Then the annual congresses. So this is the €1,500 we paid for annual congress 2019. External trainers. This is from the training events in the autumn of 2019. Team management training is the same, training new trainers as well. They had one trainer less, so that's why they spent less. Committee expenses. Not all committees claimed their expenses or had expenses. CP training expenses are also lower than expected because many of them got cancelled or took place online. Scientific events is also lower because they were not organized, they were cancelled, and the ones that were organized claimed what they could. Then we have the travel refunds of the regional live meetings, which is from 2019. This is still grant money, but it's way less than predicted, and therefore we will see that there was a leftover of grant money. Travel refunds of the General Assembly 2019 were also lower than expected. Travel refunds and organization costs for OSM were a little bit higher as estimate, but the estimate was quite well. And then we have committee live meetings travel refunds, which were also way lower than expected. What I want to say here is you can see that we saved quite some money on these last four expenses. However, this is kind of a sad thing because it's all sponsored with with a grant from the EU. So if it's not spent on the travel refunds, we have to spend it to something else. It's not that we can save it for another year. Next slide, please. Then we have travel refunds for the RCPs, travel refunds for the BOE, which are also lower and also paid with the grant. Partner meetings travels, that's for partner events. Also, many of them didn't take place this year, so it's lower than expected. BOE and RCP reimbursements. Okay. So yes.
There's a question from Tibor in the chat.
Okay, Tibor.
Hi, Jeroen. Small question. You mentioned briefly that you can't spend this money for travel refunds, and then you said we might spend this on something else. On what will you spend it? And is there some policy for spending this money elsewhere in the future when this might occur as well?
Okay, so quick recap. So we get €35,000 from the EU through the KA3 Plus. So it's a Key Action 3 Plus grant. And this is spent, this has to be spent in 2019. In 2020, we didn't receive this grant. So this year we don't have this money to spend. So most of the travel refunds that were mentioned in the budget are still from 2019. All of this budget that is not spent should have been spent in 2019. So now we're going a bit ahead. we spent this money, for example, on the calendars, on promo material, and also on the BOE and RCP reimbursements of the current BOE and RCPs, which we are right now, actually. As you can see in the table, the reimbursements are a lot higher than predicted. This is due because the leftover of the grant money, so everything what was left on the 1st of January, everything what is left on the 1st of January that has not been spent has been used to reimburse the current BOE and RCPs in case. Why did we do this? In case in 2020 we wouldn't receive a grant, we would have a partial reimbursement, which is, I think, 1/3 of the actual reimbursement. In case we would have received the grant, we would have paid ourselves until we received the full reimbursement, which meant that in 2020, the reimbursements would have been lower than in 2019. So quick reminder, if there is a possibility to claim travel refunds, claim them, because otherwise it's a waste of money.
Jeroen, sorry, I wrote X, so I just wanted to clarify a little bit. So about the reimbursement, just to make it clear why it is so much higher. Ksenia Simonova, IJ St. Petersburg, sorry. This was estimated for the previous board, so every year one board receives the reimbursement. But since this year we had to spend the leftover money, we decided to give us part of the reimbursement for the half a year. So that's why this sum that you can see is for 1.5 BOEs and RCPs, just so you know. So it is a little bit more than it was predicted. That's why.
Yes, thank you, Ksenia, for the clarification. So I think back then at the GA printing costs, they were lower due to sponsorship of the, no, it's European Geographer printing cost. It's not ready yet, so we couldn't print it, I think. Then promo material, it's higher because we spend it more on promo material, which is basically all EU grant money. Then we have GA printing and Wi-Fi. This is from the GA from 2019 still. Yes, we didn't spend so much for printing because I think the University of Prague sponsored it. Then server costs and subscriptions, which is the website and the website. I think the bank fee, the bank fees is a different one. Website, the platform for the pictures is also included. Also, the Google Drive we use is also paid with this. Then we have bank fees. The bank raises fees, so it's a bit higher. Then we have the European Youth Forum membership, which is twice as high as predicted. This is because the bill is received somewhere in June, and you have to pay it by the end of August. And I was very eager to pay it already in June, which means it's twice in this year's, it's twice paid in this financial year. And then you have the calendars, which is also more or less well estimated. And then Edu Citizens is some expenses we didn't foresee, but there were some expense claims from the project where we received this money from. So they were also reimbursed. With other expenses, we have the Zoom account, which for the months there was no regional meetings. Otherwise, it's included in the Congress finances. Then we also have the registration of the BOE in October at the bank and at the KVK, some expenses there. We also have some support for the transition meeting and the Iron Curtain project that are included. So are there questions?
Yeah, just a small comment from last year's treasurer. I thought there would be Aid Citizens claims at some point, so you got them. Well,
Yeah.
I was waiting and waiting for them, and they just didn't come. And then
I received them at the AC last year. So.
Oh, of course. Okay.
Okay, so then we can go to the next slide, but I think it's finished now. Yeah, I wanted to say since July, there were, of course, some more transactions on our account, which were mainly positive transactions. And I wanted to say that thanks to our friends, we received already 496 euro of donations since July until this Saturday. So good job and keep on being a friend or become a friend also. Yeah, more information about that you can find on the website. Yes, next slide, thank you. Are there more questions?
I don't think so. If you...
Yes, me neither. Okay, then we can go to the next slide, which is, I think, yeah, from FCC comments.
Yes, I invite the FCC to give your professional opinion on this financial report.
Hello, Yulia Matsutsina from EGA St. Petersburg, FCC representative. Everything is fine with this financial report, so we approved it.
All right, that was short but sweet. Here it says also comments from the audience. If anyone still wishes to say something, now is the time.
Thanks for the good explanations.
Okay, nice. Jeroen, thank you for that. And I think we can continue with another old treasurer. Okay, Jeroen, you're not an old treasurer yet, but almost. Viet, can you please come to the virtual stage and present the Annual Congress 2019 financial report?
Okay.
And hi, by the way. Haven't spoken in a long time.
Yeah. Does this technology work?
You never know.
Wait a second for my video.
Okay.
Anyway, just before the start, today when I was preparing the presentation, I was so depressed that we had to do it online. And it was actually symbolic that because Netherlands for today allocated Czechia as a very dangerous place, and the Czechs cannot now travel to Netherlands anyway, so we wouldn't be able to come.
Yeah. Everything reminds us of what could have been. Yeah. But do you think your video will work?
I hope, but my computer is kind of old and it a little bit freezed off as with the video. So maybe the video will appear, but maybe no.
Okay, let's see what happens. I will just go to the next slide, okay?
Yeah, go on. Yeah, just for the start, I want to explain something before I go into the incomes. And this is why there were some problems with the financial report of this Congress. Not only that I, for 11 months, forgot that I had to do this, But
small comment. Sometimes your voice is going a bit crackling. So maybe
because
it would be good if you just switch off the video to
my laptop is kind of trying to put on still the video. So
yeah,
I hate it.
Maybe just do without, and then at least we can hear you. I think that's more important right now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's all fine. I think if you put on video, then it has too much to process. So
yeah, I guess so.
So you forgot about this for 11 months. Great job.
Yeah, and then I actually realized that I don't have all the materials with me for now, because what is the problem is that our Congress was, we don't have legal entity as IGA Czechia or IGA Prague or IGA Brno or whatever IGA in Czechia. So we use Czech Geography Society as a legal entity. We can get grants and apply for corporate partners. But they also needed the official accounting. So they already took the all invoices they had with we had for them. But we also cannot use their official accounting, because for their accounting, we had to put away all the beer and all the stuff we sold, because they are kind of, yeah, they are not included in tax. So they actually cannot sell things during their events. So I had to come up with brand new financial report just a month ago. So I hope it's the best what we can have. Go on, we can go to the first slide. Fred, do you hear me?
Yeah, I changed the slide.
Okay.
Maybe your computer is slow.
Yeah, so on the first slide, you can see the incomes. The incomes generally, as always on the congresses, come up from the participant fees. In case of the AC, it was roughly 50% of the budget. Other most important partners were the academic partners from all universities across Czechia. The biggest sponsor of AC was the Masaryk University of Brno, and then geography departments of our faculty, Charles faculty, and the Brno University as well. We are very thankful to Ostrava University, which provided quite a decent amount for the event, which was not organized officially by Ostrava. And then we had some corporate partners. For the ones who were at the Congress, you probably remember some of them. You did excursion with one app of the GIS company NV Partners. We also applied for decent amount of grants. We got only 2 of them. The main one was from the Olomoucký Kraj, which is the region where the Congress was organized. Then the crowdfunding campaign was kind of successful. We maybe thought about a little bit bigger amount, but it was fine. Then we had some money from conference fee, from the IGA alumni conference fee, as they used the common places. They were some part of the program, so we agreed that they pay. I think it was 5% of the alumni congress fee was going to the congress budget. Then we sold some promotional materials and drinks and snacks. This is actually not the profit we made, but this is only total amount of how much was the drinks and promotional materials sold. There is not included how much it actually cost. So we can go to the next slide. There is.
Do you want the expenses chart or do you want the table?
We can go first for the expense chart and then quickly to the tables. As you can see, the main points were the food and the accommodation, which is for sure the most expensive things for every Congress that has been organized. And you can see different categories of what was spent. Yeah, the main ones. Yeah, beverage, snacks. It also includes coffee breaks and basically every drink that was bought from the brewery and everything else. We can go to the tables actually, probably. And there's a detailed version of every every invoice or everything that was used for the Congress, from the beverages. Yeah, Holba is the brewery we used. Some office supplies. I don't think you are that much interested into this. Day program, it's the things used for the evening program, music, and then band, how much we paid for the live band, for the Congress Royal evening, loaning the casino properties. Then we also used some money for the pre-AC meetings and for the especially travel and food for the pre-AC meetings. Yeah, for some gasoline during the AC. You can go to the next tables. 5% of the participants' fees were roughly about the same amount or as much we got from IGEA as subsistence. The promotion, the most important one, is probably the AC proceedings, which will be finished or will be done in roughly about 1 month. There will be officially printed version of AC proceedings or AC report. It's not actually report as a report. It's more like there are 7 scientific articles based on the workshops. And as after they will be officially finished, we'll ask if you want as an entity one, because we'll be having probably almost like 150 printed versions. So there will, if you actually use it, then you can ask for it and bring it to your library or anything, because it will have an official ISBN code. So it's an official publication based on what we do as IGEA during our scientific part. Yeah, then textile, it's also, there's a t-shirt for participants, t-shirts for us as organizers, leisure excursions, mostly the bus companies are here, as same as scientific excursions. Yeah, and this is also self-explanatory. How participants, these are different things for the welcome package or different promotion materials, opening ceremony, etc., etc. In total, around 55,000 euros were used for the Congress. So the last slide. And the last slide is only the end, like the financial balance of the Congress. We ended up in a plus of 720 euros, from which more than 500 euros were sent to support fund. In this, it's not included what was taken from the casino or this evening there's different amount sent which from the casino, but I don't know how much it was in total, because that was Peter's job to calculate it and send it to Utrecht. And the rest were just distributed to IGA Praha and Brno for different activities, which actually didn't happen because we know why. And that's probably it.
Great. Okay. Well, I think you did a good job for all the stress you described at the beginning. But my opinion doesn't matter. What matters is this, the comments from the FCC, and if anyone from the audience has questions for you.
Yulia Matsutsina, FCC representative with GA St. Petersburg. Everything is fine with the annual Congress financial report, and we approved it. It's all.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, anyone who was at the Congress last year and had nostalgic feelings when they saw this whole overview?
Socks.
Okay, yeah, one of those things. Yes. Okay, Pete, I don't think there are more comments or questions.
Okay.
So, you?
Good then. I will need probably to restart my Zoom because it will crash out. So.
Well, hey, and one more comment from me, that it sounds really amazing that you made a scientific report out of all the workshops. That is really cool, and we hope to be able to do that next year as well at the AC. But you have a really good example. Good job.
Yeah. We'll see. You will see it. It's already going to the print in 1 week. So.
Amazing. Okay. Then I think we can move on. Next point. Oh, it's a break. Oh, that's actually a really good idea. I like that the PowerPoint reminded me of that. It's a break, 10 minutes, good timing. Thank you for already being here for 1.5 hours. We will start at 1950. So in 12 minutes, actually. I give you 2 minutes extra. Yeah, 1950. I will put it also on the slide. See you back then. Hello, we start again in 1 more minute. Everyone who's here can also switch on their video and quickly say hi. Otherwise, I feel very alone.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi, Alex. Almost your turn.
Yes.
I'm looking forward.
Hello. Hey, hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Oh, how are you all doing?
Little bit tired.
Ah, that's not strange.
Just what's the estimated time of this session?
Let's see, we're over half, so I guess maybe maximum 1 more hour.
Oh wow,
That's good.
amazing.
Yeah, that should be
You are
fun.
giving me hope.
Thank you.
After Sunday, that's good news.
Let's hope that Saturday
Well,
also
that's
goes
all that's
smoothly.
left to hope for me.
Yeah, could you follow the financial stuff a bit?
Mostly, but it is somewhat hard.
Yeah, I understand.
I'm already somewhat falling asleep.
Oh, there's a question from Fabi. I see now. Okay, I think we should. I'm gonna see if there's enough people here. Yeah, in general, with these finances, it's always easy to have everything in front of you, like all the tables and everything. Normally at the GA, I have everything printed out so you can follow what's happening. And now it's very difficult conditions. But it was
Can
good.
maybe quickly answer this question. So I will first read it
Yeah,
out
sure. I
aloud.
wanted to officially open again and see if Jeroen is there.
Ah, yeah. Yeah.
So like go to maybe the slide again. Okay, I hope that everyone is here, back again, refreshed. Jeroen, are you there? Because there's a question from you from, I think, the YouTube or, oh, no, he's sitting next to Benedict from Mainz. Did you read the question? Jeroen, are you there? Let's see where he is. Fabi, if we can get Jeroen to answer here, maybe if you are even there in front of the screen, you can also speak because you're sitting in front of the laptop, as I understood.
Hey everyone, I just came back from work, so my head is still a bit dizzy. But what I understood in the budget was that in the first half year, 4,500 euros on EU money from the grant from last year, which is like basically the 2019 money, was not spent on EGA related things. So this was kind of a leftover money, and BOE and I guess the RCPs as well, they decided to spend it for reimbursements. And in my opinion, this money shouldn't, I mean, it can go as reimbursements, but probably not that much. Probably, I mean, now it's kind of fixed in the budget, but it would be nice for the trouble we have at the moment. The website is like broken, it's not working. This is one essential thing for which EG are needed, for example, for newbies, for events, for everything. It would be just nice, probably the idea doesn't came from me, but doesn't matter, that there would be a website found somehow that these people who would get the reimbursement at least partly would spend it in this fund, so we can have a functional website. That was just my idea. And but my main question is why they decided the 4,500 euros to spend on completely on reimbursements.
Okay, thank you, Fabi, for your comment. So first of all, we could only spend this on money on things we have done in 2019. So put it in a fund for a website is not something we can bring in to the EU as something we spent. So therefore, that would have been a problem. In addition, it was actually the idea of the advisory board that came up actually with this idea that we could reimburse ourselves partially with this money in case we don't get a grant this year. We will have at least some kind of a reimbursement, even though it's a part, it's not the full reimbursement the BOE usually gets, but still we will have some reimbursement to thank us for the work carried out and thank the RCPs as well.
And I would clarify a little bit more, if it's okay.
Yes.
So yeah, in general, I would give an overview of how the finances go. So basically, we have some budgeted costs, which we usually follow. And in the end of the year, usually the leftover, it goes for the promo material asked from the official bodies. So actually, in the end of this year, we also asked all the committees and even regional teams for the promo material. And for example, regional teams will have their new regional flags now, and a couple of committees also ordered promo material, but there was so much left over that's like we just couldn't do anything with it. And about the website, this problem has started only in the beginning of our term, and it took quite a long time to evaluate this problem. So we thought that it is we could fix it at some point, and we tried to communicate to the web admins, to other people who have some knowledge on the websites, and we thought that problems like usually can be solved, but it just turned out that it cannot. Too late, and before establishing a website, there is a lot of research needed. So now actually this is being done, and if we have a grant next year, maybe this will be payable from the next money. So that's just how the picture looked back then.
Okay, thank you for the clarifications. Fabi, is your question answered?
Well, sort of. Still not my opinion, because as I said, I think there should be a website fund afterwards. Like, I mean, the 4,500 euros, I understood that they will get, or they need to be spent, and they need to be spent on reimbursements, but I kind of think it's too much. And if those, for example, would cut it half, we could make now a website fund, and you can pay that money in, of course, of free will. But this is up to the people who will get the money. So we would kind of not have the problem that we couldn't spend the 4.5, but at least we could spend off something of the 4.5 now for a website fund, which could be there. But this
is indeed, yeah, completely agree.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay. Vit has a comment.
Yeah, it's also that it was never done before that the board was reimbursed in the middle of the term. It has never been done like this. So it's kind of like really in this, it's looks strange for me, for someone who didn't pay attention that much in this each year.
I agree. We also we have talked with the AP during the year a lot, and we also mentioned this, what could we do with this money, and they came up with this idea. In the end, is it that wrong that for the months in 2019 our board has work gets reimbursed for the work we've carried out in 2019 with the money from 2019? It's not that weird if you think like that. Yes, it's weird that that it's our board that gives our board money. However, like I said, it's money from 2019. If we didn't spend this money, we had to give it back to the EU or give it complete back to the EU. So it had to be spent anyway. The problem with this is that you see at the end of the year, there is leftover, and it's very hard to find in 1 month enough expenses to spend it all. Yes, Tibor?
Yeah, Tibor from IGA Leuven. As I understand correctly, there's no sorts of regulations on this in the statutory base of IGEA, like what happens when this situation occurs. Because I think, I mean, like Fabi pointed out, this is a pretty serious situation. And maybe there should be somehow of a regulation or on what to do with this kind of money or this amount of money, 4,500, when this happens. Yeah, that's my statement.
Well, we had a small slide here, which should be what you are asking for, Tibor. The FCC gives comments on this, and they are in charge of checking and making sure that the finances of the board during the year are correct. What you said about the statutory base, that is true. It is not written detailed, but the checkup of what the board or what the treasurer and at the same time the board is doing with the finances is up to the Financial Control Commission. I can't give answers or anything as a moderator. I'm just giving a clarification. It's up to Jeroen or Ksenia to answer to this, but just as a clarification of the proceedings.
Yeah, I can give a short comment on that as well. So first of all, yes, we are relying on these grants for several years in a row, and we are applying for that regularly. Sometimes we get it, but sometimes not. So kind of we cannot fix it entirely. But just so you know, we cannot simply spend this money and you cannot really regulate it. Because if you do not have expenses, you cannot just spend this money on something because EU will request receipts from you. And if you do not provide it, then you will have a huge trouble. So basically, if we would have more expenses during the year 2019, then everything would be spent. But everybody is trying to save money to spend as few as possible, but in this case, unfortunately, or I don't know, like it was saved too much, so we have too much of leftover. And when in December you end up with 4,500 euros and you need to spend it at some point completely, and you know that there will be not that many events happening and stuff, then you cannot just do it. And for example, for the OSM, it was supported with more money than it was estimated. So we really tried to spend it as much as possible. So we really spent it on maximum for EGM matters.
Vit already made his comment. Oh no, Vit is again. I'm sorry.
Yeah, with the technicalities, yes, the reimbursement, it's only thing you can do without actually giving out any invoices, because of the Dutch law, you can give as much as 1,500 per each person per year as a reimbursement. That's why it has been given like this before in but with creative accounting, it could have been done like reimbursement and then been given back to the IGEA capital actually. Or there's a lot of things you can do like this if you want. And EU is only checking once per 3 years, but it also doesn't it doesn't make sense to do something which is which you would not be happy to see. That was just, yeah, it's your choice how you done it, but it's also up to the member entities that if they don't agree, they can ask questions. It's not only FCC, I think.
I agree. It's about everyone to ask questions on these topics. About creative accounting, I have been very creative with it as well, that almost all of the expenses that could be brought to the grant have been brought to the grant. Therefore, there is still a lot of money from ESRI and from Utrecht and from Edu Citizens not used in the last year, which is very good. However, this 4,500 euro, we had nothing to spend it on, and of course you can reimburse it to someone, but then it's up to the person itself to give it back to the association. And as far as I see, no BOE, or as far as this year's reimbursements were, no BOE has been given back his reimbursements in the last year, and I don't know, I can check for the other years as well. So I do agree, it's a bit weird that it's already been paid during the year. However, we do need to spend it, so.
Yes, people can react to you in a second, Jeroen. The technical, you sometimes move away from the microphone, I think, and then you or something, you have that sometimes, that problem. Yeah. Yes, the internet is fine. It's only Jeroen.
Okay.
That kind of sums it up. That if you move around, that it makes sometimes microphone. Quieter. That's okay. Okay. I think. Does anyone want to react?
Still yes.
Oh.
Tibor
made a comment. Yes, and then Tibor.
Yeah, Tibor, IGEA Leuven. So, but my point still stands. So, I think there then should be some kind of threshold or whatever percentage mentioned somehow in the statutory base, which says that if you have so much left of your of the grants or whatever income you have from funding, then this is what you should do with it. And in some cases, again, I'm not a qualified person to write a proposal about this, certainly not in this time, I'm also too late. But maybe this is a topic for this year, I mean, the coming year, to discuss, I don't know, that's my suggestion.
I guess this could be a really good one for the winter assemblies to discuss this.
Okay, any more comments? Or questions, of course. All right.
Rune has one, and Luana.
Sorry? Yeah, I have the problem that when I change slides, my chat disappears. So then I don't see it, but I have a guy next to me who wrote it down in exactly the same moment when you said it. So, Rune.
Rune van Kleemput, IGEA Leuven, Vice President-elect. as far as I know, there is nothing about reimbursements in our official papers, statutory base or protocol. And I also searched for the word reimbursement just now in 2 seconds. So it's actually not defined at all how this should happen. So yeah, just to add that to what Tibor was saying earlier, that it would be nice to think about this maybe if the GA feels like it's needed.
Okay, good comments. Anyone want to react to that directly, or I will give Luana the floor? Okay, Luana, I think it's your turn.
Okay, I don't quite know how to phrase it best, but the thing is I'm kind of confused about this whole money situation because so I'm a representative of the EG and we wanted to get some merchandise and we were apparently kind of late with it. And so we were told that we couldn't get it this year anymore, but apparently that there was so much money left and you spent it on, I don't know, something else. I'm a bit confused about that now, why we can't...
To specify...
technical comment, can you please let people finish completely and then react?
Yeah, sorry.
So Jeroen, Luana, were you finished with your point? Or?
Yeah, but I just wanted to say that yeah, we're all kind of confused about it now, and we'd like to kind of have an explanation why that is.
Okay, so the money from the so for the sorry, for the promotion material from EG, we've asked that Winter OSM, we have mentioned that you could order it as long as it is ordered before the end of December, because then we could still use the grant money for this. Everything that is ordered in January or later cannot be paid with this money. On the receipt has to stand the date from 2019, because this money was asked for 2019 and we cannot transfer it to 2020. So therefore, when you asked, I think it was in June or May or July for money for promo material, it was kind of late because this part of the money was inaccessible anymore. So do you understand what I mean?
Okay, so if I guess I can answer. Yeah, kind of, but we thought that we had a committee money for the whole year because it's not exactly just promo material. Our idea basically was to get back that we could also use as promo material, but first and foremost for our members because they didn't get a live meeting, so we wanted to give them something.
Okay, yes. When you mentioned this, but if it's, I think it was in July you asked then. This is a new financial year, so it's kind of hard for me to make any financial decision then about promo material, because actually there is no budget for this time frame from July to the GA, and the budget of this period is actually proposed and will be accepted on Saturday. It will be proposed today. So therefore, I think I mentioned to you that right now there is no money, but maybe after GA. And in case you have, you asked it in earlier, then there is always €100 committee money available for live meetings or something like that. But like I said, it depends. It's between these dates that there can be decided on.
Okay, Luana, is your question answered? And otherwise, because this is a specific case between the budget now and which will be presented as well, that maybe you should contact the treasurer directly about it. Your first question was very valid for this, but yeah, when it gets too detailed, then it becomes a case of the maybe getting the communication straight. Yes, was your question answered though, for now?
Yes, it was. I was just, it was mainly my first question because we were confused in the committee.
Of course. Okay. Any other question and more comments? I'm gonna try again to forward. Whoops. Okay. All right. Then I think we continue with point number 16, the grants overview by Xenia.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I will shortly tell you what grants we applied for during our term. So this will be super short. Please, next slide. So traditionally, we applied for Erasmus Plus Key Action 3 grant, which we applied all the previous years before. So basically, this one is 35,000 euros, the one that we have been discussing pretty actively recently. So it's valid for 1 year, but unfortunately, we didn't get a positive solution. Yeah, hopefully on the next year, we will help the new board to write application for the next grant. So hopefully this could be a success, but yeah, unfortunately it didn't work out. Then we also applied for the Culture of Solidarity Fund. So basically it was proposed as a coronavirus and not only like help to the cultural events and associations who are dealing with cultural exchange and kind of more things, but we focused really on culture and on coronavirus. So basically our proposal was that we are lacking intercultural exchange during the corona times because people are not able to communicate as before, and this is kind of restricts our communication. And with this one, we applied for the actually new website to ask for some help with that as a mean of exchange of information because it is very important and we don't have it working properly at the moment. But this application also didn't work out. So these were the solo applications, and we also tried to apply together with a partner. So we were forwarded with an email from the Center of United Nations Constitutional Research, and they wanted to apply for another Erasmus Plus grant Key Action 3, support for policy reform. And this was a really nice proposal because the main topic of it was focused on tree planting and mitigation of the climate change effect. So this was coinciding really well with the theme year topic, which was for 2021. So they needed, they were selecting 5 applicants and we managed to be one of those 5. However, so all the information from our side was sent in. However, the cancer, they didn't send the application. So kind of we sent in our data, but the total application of all 5 associations, it was not sent in, unfortunately. However, it could be a really great opportunity for us. So yeah, this is all from the grants, but I think one more thing that is good to point out is that our grant coordinator was really working actively, and they applied for the European Youth event with the work, like not a working group, but with motivated people, and IGEA was selected to host an activity at European Youth event, which is really great. Unfortunately, it was cancelled due to coronavirus, but yeah, let's keep fingers crossed for the next year. So that's it from my report. So we didn't manage to get any additional money for EG, unfortunately, this year. And yeah, quite sad. Do you have any questions to the grants?
Any questions? Okay. I think that's it then, Xenia. Thank you. Yes, now the next agenda points are looking into the future, the presentation of the budget for next year, and the comments from the FCC again afterwards. So I would like to invite the next, the treasurer-elect to present the budget for next year.
Yes, hello everyone. I represent the budget for next year, or basically from 1st of July 2020. I want to make a comment first that we tried to make it worst case in the income and best case in the expenses. So maybe you can go one more slide. Perfect. As you can see, for the income part, we only took the ESRI money, the University of Utrecht, and donations and affiliate partnerships. But we lowered the donation amount and the affiliate partnership because, as Jeroen already said, there has been quite much since July, but it was more or less like a one-time thing for now. So we did stick with the money we get normally. And also for the affiliate partnerships, we don't know what happens to Corona and all the all the situation around it. So we also lowered it from 250 euros to 100 euros. And then on the expense side, I would go through the total amount, but you can also see it divided from 2020 and 2021. For regional congresses, we stick to the same amount with 500 euros per regional congress. Then this year, the annual congress we are having at the moment gets 1,000 euros. Then we basically cut it everything by half or even more. So there's a small pot for external trainers, team management training, and training new trainers, 100, 150, and 50 euros. Then general committee expenses are budgeted with 300 euros. CP trainings, we think it's rather important, so we put it to 400 euros. Then for scientific events, we put 600 euros there because we also think it's really important and helps the helps the GA to get some external impact, hopefully. Then there are at the moment no travel refunds for regional meetings or GA regional meetings because it's we don't know if we get the grant, and without it, it's not possible for us to pay anything. And the GA next year is after the budget.
Small comment.
Yes.
Take questions in between or at the end, because there's already one.
We can already do it. I'm fine with it.
It can wait too. It's not important. You can go on and present the whole table, and I'll ask afterwards.
Okay, then we'll do it like this. So then for the OSM, we decided on giving them quite much support because it's really hard to fundraise anything, and we want to make the participation fee as low as possible. So each OSM will get 500 euros for their organization. Then travel refunds for RCPs are 2 times 75 euros per RCP, so it's 1,200 euros in total. Then for the travel refunds BOE, it's 3,500. as you can see, it's a difference between 2020 and 2021, because in 2020, the current BOE could get a travel refund for a transition meeting if it happens. Then there's no reimbursement for BOE or RCP planned at the moment. Then Secretariat Coordinator will get 600 euros. The grant team coordinator will get 300 euros for their work. Then European geographer printing costs are estimated with 200 euros. And then there are some, let's say, fixed costs we have to pay anyways, whatever happens, which is server costs and subscriptions, budgeted with 240 euros, office supplies with 100 euros, bank fees 144 euros, the European Youth Forum membership, which we plan to pay in advance for the next BOE in June, as Jeroen did it this year, with 575 euros. Then website is a really difficult topic. We do not now know how much it will cost, what happens, because we are still in a working period on trying to find a solution which is also possible for us to pay for. And then there's calendars with 100 euros, which would make 14,059 euros in total. This is the budget estimated if we get no grant, but everything can happen according to plan, so that the OSM can take place live, that all the congresses can take place, and there's actually the possibility to travel again. If not, of course, most of the things or part of the things will get less. Maybe we can do comments now, and then I will, on the next slides, I will show you some numbers, how it will look now and in the end.
Yes, I think it's good to have now all the comments for this slide.
Yes.
Carola.
Hi. So I've been wondering, looking at the training section, like external trainers, team management training, and training new trainers, we will not, at least at the stand of information that I'm at, please correct me if I'm wrong, Rune or Katharina, if you're there. I don't think we'll need a lot of the budget 2020, since the training new trainers won't happen live, or actually it's probably going to be moved. And then the team management training will take place online, most of it. So, or probably all of it. So is it possible to move budgets from 2020 to 2021?
Yes, so this is like the only structured a little bit, where we originally had the information when it will happen or should happen. If it changes, it's still okay. That's why it's in the end a total. And if you have it in 2021 before July, then it's still okay.
Okay.
Quickly in between, Maisie, is your comment that people should say their name and entity?
No, it's not. It's a comment about the budget. But also, yes, please say name and entity.
Then I realized that Carola didn't do that. So
Carola Hens in GA Innsbruck. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
You're right.
Just seeing your name reminds people, so that's good. Okay. So Alex answered Carola's question. I think Joyce is next.
Actually, it's Esther de Winter, IGA Nijmegen.
I think you have to move closer to the microphone or speak louder, because it was really...
Okay. Actually, I was wondering about the reimbursement for the Secretariat Coordinator, because why would you reimburse the Secretariat Coordinator but not the BOE and the RCPs, first of all? Second of all, because...
The other way around, I think.
Is that too loud?
No, I think you meant it the other way around, your question.
Well, there I see a reimbursement for Secretariat Coordinator, right?
Yes.
But not for...
Oh, okay, yes. I'm sorry, don't listen to me.
Okay.
Carry on.
So, and I was also wondering, because at the moment, at least I know there's little work because there's little travel. How do you say that? The travel cost reports. What's the name
Yes.
again? So I'm not sure whether that direction of money is like rightly spent.
Okay. So it's the same for grant team and secretariat coordinator. This is a refund for their work from the previous year, so from last GA until now, basically. And the old BOE decided to that they fulfilled all their tasks, and they get the money which was agreed on in the first place. And we also had all the travel refunds in at last AC and also at the winter OSM. So I think they also had quite much work there, even though it was only half a year. And as Xenia already said, that the grant team tried to do a lot in the last term. So that's why they, and I agree on that as well, that they also get refunded. Was that understandable?
Yeah, I understand. I just, yeah, I'm not completely convinced, but I understand.
Okay, then I think Sven is the next one with a question.
I was muted. I was saying Sven is next, but nobody heard me.
Yeah, hi, Sven Schmitz from EG Aachen. It's not really a question. I just want to give a comment. I really like that you budgeted quite some money for a new website, and I'm quite happy that you decided to put not only a bit of money into that project, because it's like one of the fundamental things that EGR needs, and I don't mind at all even if you would put that number a bit higher to get a good quality website.
Yes, to the website we will also come later in the comments I wrote, because we basically, yeah, we really do not know how much it will cost, so it could also become more. Yeah. Thanks.
Okay, Maisie.
Hi. So this question is from the European Geographer again. So we were wondering, because for last year we had 500 euros allocated for us to printing, and we didn't manage to print last year because of mostly COVID and things getting behind. And now this year we only have 200 euros allocated to us, but we will have at least 2 issues published, because we will have the issue from last year, and also the issue from this year is going to be ready soon as well. And then we may even have another one for next year. So we're just sort of wondering how we're supposed to manage with our budget being slashed so much when we didn't even spend our budget for last year, and sort of where has that gone, I guess.
Yeah, so I fully understand the problem there. The thing is, we do not have the money from the grant anymore. And we basically decided to cut everything by half, more or less, to make it fair between the different bodies of EGEA. If we do get a grant next year, then it will be no problem at all. But right now, we decided that, we cannot give much more money for printing the European Geographer. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I think there are some responses to that.
Yes, there are some responses and there are some double X's. So I'm gonna run through them and ask who they want to react to. Fabi, so actually Benedict, but then Fabi in yeah, between brackets. Was your comment related to Sven?
Yes.
Okay. Is it okay if I first do the comments for now, Maisie? Was your comment related to Maisie?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, and Xenia as well?
Yes.
Okay, and Rune as well?
Yes.
Okay, well then I'm first going to do Fabi's comment on Sven's comment from just now. I'm sorry I missed you there, Fabi.
No problem.
So see your and Alex, the answer to Maisie, the extra comments will come after
Yes.
Fabi.
Okay, Fabian Konrad, AG Mainz. Just a short additional question to Sven's comment to Alex proposed budget for the website. Does the website, the 1,500 euros, does it include the already running fees which we need to pay? Or is this just, okay, so this is like additional investment for the future?
Yes, everything
okay.
Which is covering the current website is in server costs.
Okay, thank you.
Great. Okay, then Vita's comment.
Yeah, I just want to comment that there has been a really long discussion on external impact, and the European geographer is one of the few external impact that IGEA has. And now we cannot even give them 300 or 500 euros. I mean, we have 18,000 in our capital. So I think it's really short-minded to cut in European geographer field, and it's really not on the same page as other committees because it's the external impact we will have. And yeah, I guess for me, it's really wrong to cut on European geographer side.
Yes, okay. Yeah, I will take that and maybe we can discuss it a bit more on a later stage. I see it as well like this, but yeah, it's more or less we more or less decided to make it fair that we cut everything more or less equal. And as I also said, this is like a draft which is including a lot of things which are probably not going to happen. For example, I do not think personally that we will have a live OSM, and also that we will not be able to travel in this year at least. So if there's some money which is left from the original pot, we can also discuss it to raise some other pots to make the things we can do and fulfill at least some points.
Okay, Vit, was your question or comments answered?
Yeah, basically yes. And just small comment, don't be afraid to use something from capital. It doesn't have to have all the time like, yeah.
Yes, yes. So maybe already to say it, we will take 2,367 euros 47 cents from the current capital, but this is already excluding the new website because we do not have any clue how much it will cost. So including a website with 1,500 would already put us on almost 4,000, which is more or less 1/4 to 1/5 of the money we have. So if it should stay the same for a longer period without any grant, then there's like, yeah, a time frame until we have to change things a lot of a few years only. So that's also one thing we discussed and agreed on, that we try to make the loss of capital as less as possible. For the possibility that we won't get the grant for a longer period of time, to stay liquid for as long as possible.
Thanks for answer.
Okay, Xenia.
Yeah, so first I really wanted to say thanks to Vit because he said most of what I wanted to say, so I will just add a little bit to that. So yeah, European geography is a really of huge importance to IGEA because it's really one of the impact sources, like one of the few really relevant on the current moment impact sources. So this is really something visible and where you can see the work of Aegeans in, which is shared externally. And also I wanted to say that indeed we have this 14,000 euros in the capital, and I just really wanted to like kind of push you a little bit to spend it for the needs like European geographer and website. So like cutting such needs like printing the magazine, which is really of high importance to us. This is probably not the best solution. And I would actually support European geographer as much as possible. So at least 2 issues, it would be really great. And so I wanted to say something third. Damn it.
Do you want to think about it?
Yes, please go to Rune first.
Okay, Rune, it's your turn.
Rune van Klimput, IGA Leuven, TC representative. I wanted to ask to what degree it is possible to move money from one pot to another. For instance, if Winter OSM wouldn't take place or other events that now have a budget would not take place, if it then is possible to just move this budget to, for instance, European geographer or anything else that needs more money than budgeted. That would solve half of this discussion.
Yes, that's also what I tried to say earlier. If we do not pay something which is in there at the moment, we can discuss it to change it, but then it has to be a discussion, in my opinion, with the whole board, with the AB, and also with the FCC agreeing on it. And if everyone agrees, then I think it's possible that we can also rearrange things depending on what happens in the future.
Okay. Let's see. Any more comments related to this? Because there are a lot of double X's, but actually Fabi had another comment right at the start. So if this is not directly related to the European geographer, then please put 1X. Jeroen, Xenia, Maisie is all related to European geographer, I'm guessing now.
Yes.
Okay, then I'm continuing with Jeroen. But after Maisie's comment, I'm going to maybe that's then enough about the European geographer. And
you also can delete my comment, Fabi.
Oh, okay.
It's done. Thanks.
In that case, Jeroen?
Yeah. So my comment now is that maybe it's good to foresee budget for the European geographer. And then in the end, if it turns out there is no winter OSM and this budget is saved, it turns out better at the end, except while if you have extra costs that are not foreseen, your budget will get more messed up then.
Okay, that was a more like tip comment.
Yeah.
Xenia, not anymore. Okay, you remembered your comment and it wasn't good enough or something. And maybe Maisie, one more time.
Yeah, it's not really anything. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone for supporting the EG. It means a lot for us to hear. And yeah, thank you for all the clarification on this. So yeah, I think we are satisfied with this and we'll see what happens. So thank you, everyone.
Yeah, good comment to close that point, I think. Any more comments about this sheet in total, like this slide? All right. Then we'll continue to, Alex mentioned it a few times, his comments.
Yes. Okay, so then for commons income, 153 euros were already spent in the last financial year of the Utrecht University money. Then from Esri, also what Jeroen already said before, there was 1,145 euros 16 cents unspent, so we will take it as well. And then for your information, again, the balance of EDU citizens and the capital, but these are also the numbers Jeroen told you 20 minutes ago. And yeah, affiliate budget, as I said, we decrease it quite a lot because who knows when we can travel again. Then next slide for the expensive, so you can see some numbers as well. As I already said a few times, the website is not possible to calculate right now. We put it in the budget with 1,500 euros, but it could be less if we somehow find a solution to make it run smoothly again, but it can also be way higher if we have to build a new one from scratch. Then as you saw that 500 euros are for summer OSM in the budget already. These are obviously, because the financial year ends at 30th of June, only actually paid if the OSM would take place in June. If it is in July, then it would go over to the next budget and the next financial year. Then, as I already said, there's a loss of capital if we don't get a grant of 2,367 euros and 47 cents, plus the money we have to spend on the new website. And this is also partly because we are missing the 1,500 euros from the participation fee of AC this year, which would get us at least 500 euros more to spend in theory, because we got 1,100 from Esri still. Then a comment why we didn't include any grants at the moment. I mean, first we have to get it in 2021, but more important why we decided it this way is that we do not know what happens to COVID in the next few months. And we didn't see any valid point to do it already because no one knows if anything could happen in the next year or if we are, like trapped in our cities till the end of next year. But if there are two options. So if we see that it's getting more clear when travel will be possible in Europe again, or if we get the grant, then we will do it and present it as fast as possible. And then also for your information, the EDU Citizens pot, which is covering trainings and scientific events, will be around 4,623 euros 45 cents, so minus 1,600. And the balance of capital will be 17,175 and 32 cents without the website. So the website will come on top of that, and everything is also the support fund is excluded in everything because we do not pay anything with the money in the support fund because that's only for the people who want to go to events and can't afford it to support them. That's it. Are there any more questions?
I don't see a question. I just see a very positive message from Carola about IGEA Innsbruck having a future. It's very cryptic, but let's see what will happen with that. Any more comments to this slide? Xenia, is this from the info point? Okay. Okay, well then I'm first going to shut off this agenda point and then go to the info point questions. Jeroen, is it about the budget?
Yeah, that's no, it's also for the info point. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So close off.
Okay. Alex, I think then your agenda point has come to an end. And it's time for the FCC comments.
Yes, maybe a last comment. If there are any more questions also occurring later or whatever, please reach out to me, write me an email or ask on Facebook. I think it's important to discuss as much as possible so that everything runs according to the will of most. Yeah, thank you very much.
Yes, that's a good comment to make, because normally if you haven't been to an AC before, I'll quickly explain. Normally the treasurer-elect is walking around and you can just ask him questions directly. Now that is not the case, so we have to pretend. So if you have a question to Alex, just pretend he's running around and you can always message him. Just like with all the other proposals and everything you've heard here. Always ask the people if you need to know more. And if you don't know who that was anymore, then contact the board. All right, then this is enough for this point. Let's see there.
I think Sven has still a question.
Okay. Sven, for the budget.
Yes, Sven Schmitz from EG Aachen. I just wanted to ask quickly, where do we find the detailed budget? Is it in the proposals folder or?
So the slide you saw first was sent to all the entities in the mail on Saturday, but it's also in the master folder and at the info point when you just click on budget 2021.
Yeah, great, thanks.
Yes, there's a lot of information found in that document, and the links to the financial overview and the budget from today as well. Yes. Okay. I'll check the chat one more time. Then okay. Then I think it's time for the comments from the FCC on this budget.
Yulia Matsutsina, GA St. Petersburg, FCC representative. We approved budget for the next year. Everything is fine. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, now we finished the section of finances, this GA, and this is a special online GA, of course, so I have to pay attention to the online sent in questions, like the one by Valentina from IGEA Ljubljana, why the secretary is getting a voluntary reimbursement, even though the mandate was not fulfilled. Who wants to answer to this, Xenia or Jeroen?
I can answer to this. Since it is grant money from the grant from 2019, she was still fulfilling her mandate in 2019. So therefore she received this money.
I'm not sure if Xenia is if Valentina is listening on YouTube and heard that answer. And if yes, then there should be some signal, and otherwise that was the answer to her question. Jeroen, you had another comment.
No, it was also about this.
Oh, okay.
So it's fine.
All right. Sven? Oh no, that was about the budget. So yeah, then I think that were all the comments on the financial section. I'm going to shut off the financial section now for comments because we will do the AC 2021 presentation now. Please, if you have any more comments about anything finance related, use this moment. And otherwise, like I said 5 minutes ago, contact the people in charge. All right. I think it would be good, so that you are all fresh for this presentation, to have a 5-minute break, which is also nice because the church clock around the corner from my house always has a concert at the 5 minutes before it's 9 p.m. and it's annoying. So I'm going to make the break until 9 p.m. and then we have the AC 2021 presentation, and that's also the last agenda point of today. So a quick pee break, and then we'll see you all back in 5 minutes at 9 p.m. Okay. Hello, everyone. It's after the break. Please say hi so that we know you're still there and listening to IGA Nijmegen and GA Utrecht.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Hello.
And if you didn't notice, in the chat, there's also a nice clarification from Christina.
Hello, how are you doing?
Oh, you're there? Live?
Yeah.
Someone talking? It's very quiet.
Should it be loud?
No, I thought someone was talking like really quiet in the background or something. Okay. Is everyone still here? Okay. Yeah, it's 1 minute past 9. I said we would start at 9. I don't know why. I don't know. It's so quiet, talking all the time to all these quiet screens that I can't even see. Okay, so I'm gonna give the floor to Esther and experience this wonderful feeling of talking into nothingness.
Well, thank you, Frederike. Can you hear me correctly? All right, thanks. So welcome to the presentation for the official application for the Annual Congress of 2021.
Small technical comments.
Okay.
How are we doing this? If there are questions, do you want them to come in between or all at the end?
I prefer in the end, if that's okay.
Okay, so people, you know, if you have a question, please wait until the end. And if you don't want to end up like Xenia, write them down so you don't forget.
Please. Yeah. It's
okay.
It's fine for me if you like write your X with the question already, and then later we will do them in the end, if that's okay for everyone.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you, Frederike, for the presentation of the GA. I will have to get used to the 2021 instead of 2020, but this is the official application for 2021. And you can go to the next slide. So our first slide is about the motivation. Of course, last year, we were very motivated to organize an official congress. It was at that point like this exciting idea, this small seed that was planted in our minds, and we couldn't let go of it. And then the Corona crisis happened. And one of the things I remember is that I was sitting down while I was realizing that maybe the Congress cannot take place. And I was just so sad that all the planning that we did and everything that we did to arrange and to make this Congress happen wouldn't be able to take place. So I think one of the big drivers right now of the team is that we would really like to show you all the work that we did for the real life Congress, not the online Congress. Because as you know, it's such a different experience now. And I really hope that we can do this again, but then in real life next year. And that is why we are applying again. Next slide. The theme, we will stick to the theme mapping the future. We had a small discussion about it, but we really agreed on sticking to this theme, and it has several reasons. One of them is that we have made several partnerships that includes the team, and we could continue the partnership. So that would also make sure that, that also causes us that keeping the team is very important. But on the other hand, we think it's still a very relevant team. And we had also created a lot of program ideas around this theme, and we just couldn't let go of it. So we decided to keep the same. Next slide. From the theme to the team. Wow, that's a nice, how do you say that, transfer. Most of the members in the team are the same as this year, but there are small changes, and also the composition of the team is a bit different. For example, we have one person less in the fundraising team because actually we already did a lot of fundraising. So we just didn't need 4 people anymore. It's now 3 people. Also, of course, due to life reasons, not everyone in the team could stay in the same position or could stay at all. So our beloved members, Marcus and Rune, we had to let go of them because Marcus is going to do something else next year that will take a lot of his time. And yeah, of course, we all know Rune decided to be on the board. But we got a new member, that is Wael. And yeah, then we are still with 15 people. So it's a really nice team. I can now say for sure, because last year we didn't even knew each other at all at that moment. IGEA Utrecht and IGEA Nijmegen, we didn't have much close contact yet. Now we are super close and it's a really nice vibe. So we like to continue this. Next slide, please. About accommodation. Yeah, last year in autumn, we had a visit at the accommodation, and some things that really stayed with me is that I really like it for the fact that it's very well maintained. It looks very nice. Also, it has many open fields surrounding it, like sport fields and yeah, just nice terraces where people could get together. So I think in general, the accommodation is a really nice place to have our congress at. And unfortunately, we planned another visit of the accommodation in the end of March this year. But of course, that couldn't take place anymore because of the corona measures at the time. But when it's possible again, we will visit it again. If you are very curious, there is actually a video we made about it, but you will have to scroll back on our Facebook page a long way because we published it in January. But yeah, it's a fun building, and yeah, we just stayed with the same accommodation because it has many opportunities. Next slide. These are some pictures. Yeah, as you can see, it's consists of like normal meeting rooms. You can see some of the outdoor surroundings. And yeah, as you can see, it's just a very nice accommodation. Next slide. The location is all the way in the east of the Netherlands. It's where this small triangle is. And yeah, you can Google it yourself. It's called Group Accommodation De Beuzing. It's really easy to reach because there's a train station very nearby with a train that departs every half hour from early morning till late in the evening. So we encourage everyone to come by train. If you cannot come by train, but you, for example, have to fly, it's a 2-hour train ride from Amsterdam Airport or from Eindhoven Airport. So it's still very easy to reach. And for this reason, we also choose to have the opening ceremony at the accommodation. So, and also, of course, there's many cars parking spots. And if you are crazy enough, you can come by bike. There's bikes parking as well. Yeah, so it's very easy to reach. And for practical reasons, we think both for the participants and for ourselves, it's most convenient to gather right away at the accommodation. Next slide. The accommodation, as I said, is completely in the east, and it's a very specific region that we call the Achterhoek, which means corner, in the back. The region has its own identity. They have their own flag, and it's a very popular region for Dutch people to have their holidays, which is also why we decided to have 2 excursions within the region. We work together for this with the regional board of that region, and because it has a lot to offer, like also touristic wise, we are very happy to be in this region of the Netherlands. Also for Dutch standards, it's really rural, but I think for European standards, it's not that rural, but yeah, for us, it's quite empty. We will see about that. Well, next slide. Yeah, these are our current sponsors. In the beginning of this year, we have had a lot of focus on sponsorships. Right now, we have more than 85% of the desired sponsoring amount, also thanks to Frederike. And and this is very good news for us. Most of the sponsors decided to stay with us, and others needed a bit more time to decide on this. But in general, we are financially in a very good position to organize this Congress already. This is also why we could focus on other points this year, like more on the program and stuff like that. So that's very cool. Next slide. This is the program. You might have seen it already. This would have been the program this year. And yeah, it will probably stay almost like this, maybe with some minor changes. It's a 6-day Congress. And yeah, most of the traditional IGEA events are there, like the IGEA Fair, cultural fair, stuff like this. Let me see. In the beginning, as I said, we have the opening ceremony at the accommodation, and this makes us in the position that we can have like a big fair in the beginning with posters, partners. We want to do an art project, and hopefully we'll have enough budget to host a big barbecue. So yeah, this is it for the program, I think. Next slide. Because we've already worked a lot on the Congress, we already have a lot of details on the specific program points. One of them is our GeoLabs. These are the traditional workshops, but then a bit different. We will do a case study for a specific partner, and they are focused on various topics. Most of those partners also want to stay with us, so that's really good for us. And yeah, we are currently, we will check out which GeoLab needs more attention still. But yeah, for now, we already have like many GeoLabs planned on several topics, from human geography kinds to really GIS, like the world of GIS, to more, let's say, physical stuff. Okay, next slide. Also, for the excursions, we already have some plans, but actually also some openings still. So this can be one of the bigger focus points of next year. We are thinking about 9 excursions, which 2 will be on a bike. So if you want to go with this excursion, make sure you practice biking, because the only way to go on that excursion is if you can actually ride your bike properly. This will be much fun because, yeah, like I said, the rural area that we are at is very popular destination for touristic activities. Also, if you go by bike, you don't have to get up that early, so hint, hint. Then there is many different other opportunities. Some will be more located in the city. Others, another excursion will be to our national park that is in the same province. So many of the excursions will be rather close by because, yeah, the Netherlands is quite small and many things are pretty close by anyway. So we, yeah, thought to stay much either in the province or the region, or yeah. And we are thinking about one excursion to a German location because we are so close to the German border and there's a lot to visit there as well. All right, you can go to the next slide. Yeah, this is the practical information. The Congress will take place a week earlier than this Congress, so the 2nd week of September. in group accommodation De Beusing. It will be again for 207 participants with 15 orga members and 12 helping hands. And also IGEA Osnabrück will help us by providing us some helping hands and organizing the pre-AC. I'm very thankful that they still want to stay with us. And if you have any questions or comments, now is the time for me to answer them. Can you help me with that, Frederike, if there's anything in the chat or?
I can. There are no comments yet.
Oh, okay.
I would like to make a comment that when you said Achterhoek, that's kind of like back corner. I was thinking of Dirty Dancing, and nobody puts baby in the corner, and nobody puts the AC in the corner. And I'm sorry, I need to fill the time.
Nice. Yeah, actually, today, because there are no questions, I'm with Joyce. She is not in the official orga team, but she will be official helping hand. Yeah, and Frederike will be on the team together with Kai. And
Distancing.
because normally I would introduce you to the team and like half of it will be present. I think maybe there will be someone from IGEA Utrecht in the call, and they will be in the team as well. I think, I don't know who is present from Utrecht, but so yeah.
Okay. Comments, questions? Who will be there? Oh, Mike has a comment or question. Yes, go ahead. Mike?
Mike, are you there?
Turn on your mic.
Oops, sorry, I was no mic.
No mic.
So what I wanted to ask if you still needed some sponsors?
Yes.
Okay, because I just quickly reached out to someone from the University of Groningen, and I got a contact memo. To whom do I have to send it?
Preferably to Frederike, if that's
okay.
Yeah, you can send it to Frederike on Facebook first, or if you can remember, frederike.schneider@igea.eu.
Okay, I'll send you a message.
And you can also just direct them to the AC 2020 IGEA Gmail account. But then drop us a message as well that you made this connection, because it would be very cool. We couldn't reach the University of Groningen because we are not on the inside, unfortunately. But if
there's some confusion about it actually. I remember us talking to them and they were like, no, but we don't understand, and oh, but Groningen is not part of it, so what's going on here? It would be good if we have a line there.
Yeah, Merel, who was at the AC last year, she is now on the board of the study association, so she reached out to them right now, and there was something possible. So
amazing! Then we have 4 Dutch universities, if that's possible.
Exactly.
Yeah, very cool. All right, thank you. Let's see what will bring us.
Nice.
I see a comment that someone really liked the team and especially also the graphics. For the graphics, I must direct you to Anushka from Utrecht. She's like the graphic hero of our team. So big thanks to her for the designs.
Yes, exactly. I just realized again that on YouTube, the people can't read the comments. So it's really good that you read it out, Esther.
And we can't wait either.
No, we can't wait either. We
Yes.
have a whole year to make it corona-proof in case that's necessary.
We will see what happens. That's also a thing I find very funny right now. We call it mapping the future, but sometimes you also have to wait for the future to see what it brings.
Yes.
That's
all right. Any more comments, questions, or is this it? All right, I'll check the info points one more time. But I don't think there was anything there either. And if anyone has been paying attention to our social media, then that's where a lot of information also gets posted. So you can always reach out to us via there.
Yes. Good that you pointed out. Please follow our social medias. We love our followers.
Yes. Okay. Then I think let's hope for the best. Yes, we are all hoping for the best. I think I'm going back to my moderator role now, and I'm saying very many thanks to all the people who presented today. And thank you for everyone who was present. And I again want to remind each and every one of you that you should keep up to date through the emails, because that is the main communication channel of the board towards you as entity representatives. And remember, please, next Saturday is the voting session. This is not just a few more votes at the beginning and then it's done. The whole session is voting. So if you think that today, oh my God, that took so long, that please not repeat that on Saturday. And make sure if you have someone else as entity representative or anything that went that's a bit more complicated in your entity, please, you can always reach out to the board if you have questions, if you can't find information, if you are confused about something, please always ask. Don't worry about asking things twice. It's all more complicated this year online, and everything is best if you ask it 10 times before the session than being confused during the session. Okay. Yes, and as I said at the beginning as well, if you have to give information to someone else who is representing, then always tell them as well this information that you are getting during the sessions, because it's really important for them to know. And in general about the voting, voting is not just for fun. We are actually voting on all these proposals that you saw in the first session, everything you saw today, the budget, the financial report, the AC financial report, everything will be voted on, and then everything will be fixed, and the next EGA year can start. So it's a really important thing that's happening there. So please be aware of this, and please gather all the information you need to decide on the vote with your entity, and that you are aware of your position as entity representative, actually representing the vote that you are giving by your entity. If you have any more questions about the proposal and so on, like I said already a few times, please go to the forum, and all the folders are there, if I'm not correct, the master folder, and also the discussion forums can be found there. And basically everything I'm saying now can also be found in the emails that were sent to you with links and everything. I think that's about it. It was now 3.5 hours almost. Thank you for being so patient, everyone. And I think I can close this meeting if there are not any last questions or comments at the very end. If the chat stays quiet and if all the people also stay quiet, then I think that's a signal for me that I can close the meeting. Last time, some people hung out afterwards, and then the YouTube live stream is also shut off. So if you want to hang out for a bit afterwards here and chat, that's completely fine. The meeting will stay open for a little bit. But I think that now officially, the meeting is adjourned until 26th of September 2020 at 2 p.m. Central European Summer Time for the voting session. Thank you all for being here.